Grab your cocktail and get ready for this episode of the Old Fashion Masonic Podcast. Welcome to the Old Fashion Masonic Podcast, where we talk all things Freemasons while drinking an old fashioned. I'm Brian, and guess what? Shocker alert. We got another Texan in the mix. So it's my privilege to introduce Brother Daniel Sells. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to get a chance to speak with you today.
All right. So where in Texas right now are you, my friend?
I am in the wonderful rose capital of the state of Texas called Tyler, Texas.
Tyler. You guys have all heard of the Yellow Rose of Texas. And
Yes.
so our brother Daniel's in Tyler representing. So Daniel, have you seen any of the episodes before?
Yes, I saw the episode where you had Worshipful Dirac on there.
That dude is hilarious.
He is. In person, man, we have a little bit of ignorant time every time we see each other. And
my gosh. Let me tell you, I'm going to be in Houston sooner rather than later. I'm going to look him up because I got a feeling that we are going to be goofy together.
Yes.
Yeah, he is just he's just a solid dude.
Yes.
So
really
yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this. And it's a great thing about Masonry, which we'll talk about later, that we have a network, not a cult, you people that are following that hate us. We have a network of brothers that we come from all walks of life.
Yes.
And if something were to happen, that phone rings, what do you need?
Yeah.
So all of that, push all that to the side. Before we start talking about Masonry, and those who caught the thumbnail that are coming here for this podcast, I know what you're here for. We'll talk about that later. So, but before we get there, Daniel, who's Daniel the man, not the Mason? Walk us through what you're all about, who you are.
Well, I'm a husband of 13 years, father of two awesome kids, a 10-year-old and 11-year-old. My son is Daniel the fourth because I'm the third. Yeah, I couldn't name him anything else. You know, that's
you're breaking the cycle, man.
Yeah, I'm like, it's my buddy. He's my twin. I can't say nothing else.
Yep.
And my daughter Samaria and my wife Joya. I've been in the healthcare space for about 11 years. Everything from medical coding, billing, revenue cycle, data entry, charge entry, to medical office management for the past 4 years. And now I've elevated to working critical care units in I'm one of the major hospital systems out here. So I'm a busy guy. I like to stay busy. I like to do a lot of community service work within this organization and also the other fraternities that I'm a part of as well. I'm a member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I do a lot of mentoring with our youth group, the Sigma Beta Club, with my kiddos and everything like that. And yeah, man, I'm just a simple guy who likes to hang out, cook, play video games, and enjoy a fantastic cup of coffee in the morning.
I love it. All right, so Byrd's coming to town tomorrow. You claim to be able to throw down. What's the thing you're going to cook? You're going to say you're going to be impressed. What's that thing what's your deal?
I do ribs, man.
All right. So what dry, wet? What's your rub? Don't tell me the secret.
Oh, no. See, I do a mustard binder, and then I have a dry rub that I add to that, so that way it just really seals in everything.
All right.
And then I slow cook that, and then that's my daughter walking past right now.
That's all right.
Sorry. And then I slow cook it for a while, and then I smoke it, man. So yeah, my ribs on point. My good friend, my frat brother, he has his own company to where he makes his own spices and rubs.
Okay.
So he sent the whole deal to me, so that way I can go ahead and definitely really, really make my stuff. So
yep. I get it. I love it. So that's good. So you mentioned the family, which is good. You don't have to buy a dress for not mentioning your spouse. You left out that. So you covered coding to critical care. You also worked on a truck too, right?
Yes. I was EMT, literally at the rumors, the beginning and the fallout of COVID.
Yep.
Man, when I say I've seen it all, I've seen it all. That was one of the most rewarding times of my medical career, but I could say it was definitely the hardest.
Scary too, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
With the fear of the unknown.
Because when we didn't know what to expect, we didn't know how the virus was attacking people, and to literally see how it attacked the body. You can, listen to the lungs will be perfectly clear, but their SpO2, which is their pulse oximeter, how much oxygenation is in the blood, it would be in the 40s, 50s, and 60s because the virus kept that gas exchange from happening.
Yeah.
It would it kept from the carbon dioxide from leaving the body and the new oxygen to come back in. So people were struggling to breathe because of that. But it was freaky. I wound up catching it a couple times during that time period, which was terrifying for me and the family.
Yep.
Getting out of work, giving the apartment complex a free strip show while I was getting out of my uniform and getting cleaned up. And then that time period, I had to really stay away from my family, even though it was like.
But you didn't know at the end of the day, you had a responsibility to your family to do X because you didn't know what the thing was, right?
Yeah. By the time I called it that time, and then it pretty much shut me down, and I had my family pretty much feeding me like an inmate from down the hall. I said, yeah, this is I gotta do something a little bit more on the safer side. But I wouldn't, EMS is a profession that I love, and I commend those who continue to do it. And I would every now and then I still wish I can get back on the box and just do it again.
Yeah, as long as the AC works, so which we talked about.
Oh my gosh, yes. Summertime in the button, no, that's an easy bake oven.
Oh man, that's not good. So, all right. So we've talked about you personally. Let's talk about your your current Masonic journey, where you're at, and then we'll come back around and get a little sensational.
Okay. So I am the Worshipful Master of Fred Douglass Lodge number 111 here in Tyler, Texas. I came to this lodge in November 2013. Started out as a secretary and held that spot down for 8 wonderful, solid, fantastic years.
Oh God.
Loved it. They say that when you're good at something that you don't never move from it. And I held that spot for 8 solid years.
Yeah, because they had nobody else that they tricked into it because there's no more new.
Oh yeah. As soon as we had that brother says, "Oh yeah, I want to be a secretary," I was like, as soon as I would look, they were like, "I have to shut up."
Yeah. You're about to be voluntold.
So, but the brother who has taken my spot in that, he's just as much as better. He's way better than me. He has a lot more of the free time to take care of it and do a lot of the extra stuff. And he's almost a secretary in every house now.
Yeah,
because he's just that kind of guy. He's awesome.
How many members are in your lodge there?
We have 22.
22. All right.
22.
Okay.
And I wound up joining the Holy Royal Arch in 2019 and appointed the secretary in that for a year. I let that go because I was on the box and it was during COVID.
Yep.
And I'm also in the Ancient Accepted Scottish Rite through Ward Eye Consistory number 236, to where I'm the thrice potent master of the Lodge Perfection.
Okay. All right. So that's
all the fun stuff.
That's where you're at. No member of a shrine center or anything like that?
No, but there's rumors that my name is already on a petition somewhere.
Uh-oh.
And they've just been poking like, hey, come on. I said, you got to talk to my boss. She allows me to come out and play every now and then.
Yep.
You got to talk to her.
Yeah, no, you know what? People, we kind of joke about that. But the importance of that is, they're fraternities. But the thing that it does, nobody's doing anything wrong, right? But it's taken away the most precious commodity we have, which is time from our family. And so that's when we're negotiating that time, we don't want the fraternity to be like something that our significant others are like, oh, that again. There needs to be some sort of buy-in and understand that there's a purpose. So one thing we talk about on this channel, I think one of the things in Masonry as a whole we could do a lot better is being out in the public and being more charitable, because that purpose, that gets more significant other buy-ins.
Right.
Because you're part of something bigger. And arguably that gets that next generation of, oh, my dad's in this and they do that. Oh, that's cool. So that's a whole nother thing. We'll talk later about that. So you talked about 2013 and going through and becoming a Mason, and you're a master, which we'll come back around to you being a master. But let me, was there a time, my friend, you were a little bit of a clandy? Were you a clandy?
I was a clandestical. back in
Okay.
the
A clandestical. I kind of like that. That's a nice play on words.
yeah.
So you are a clandy, but you didn't know. So walk us through how you became one, why, because I know, but tell everybody, let's go to the prequel.
Okay. So my first fraternity was Kappa Kappa Psi Band fraternity through Tyler Junior College. Once my time was ending in that school and I was getting ready to transition to another program, I was looking for, another fraternal structure. My uncle, who always wore the square and compass hat, came over to my mom's house and I was visiting and I asked him about it. He was like, oh, well, he was being very secretive and vague about it. And I said, well, I want to join, what's the requirements and everything like that. He was out in the Tatum, Texas, Henderson, Mount Enterprise area. So that's where he was. And I was like, I'm not trying to drive all the way out there to do that. I then tried to ask some Prince, now that I know that they were Prince Hall Masons in the Tyler area. And
To be
I couldn't get
clear,
it.
you you talked to your uncle who was not in the
Was,
group, but
was
you
not in the
also
group.
went to Prince Hall at the same time in your local area, but they weren't very responsive.
Right. And I didn't know the difference. I just
Who
thought
would?
I just thought they were Black Freemasons. So I was like, okay, well, not going out there. I know some here. Let me talk to some here,
Yep.
so that way I can try to get going. And they really weren't really responsive to me. So I met some friends through through the HBCU here at Texas College, and they were like, oh, yeah, we can get you started real fast. And I was like,
Hey,
cool.
cool. Let's go.
What do I got to do? Where do I got to go? So I had to go out to Dallas and meet some individuals out there. And I proceeded to go through their degrees. Now, they hazed. They hazed. When you say that you get your ass torn out the frame, then yeah, that's what happened to me. They
You got touched
not,
up a little bit.
oh yeah, not even a little bit. Not
Yeah.
even a little bit. But it was me understanding how fraternal, knowing, having my understanding on how fraternal
Yeah,
organizations are. I'm
absolutely.
like, yeah, you got to go through something to get through something. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll just deal with it, not knowing the difference of anything.
Right.
Being raised, through that particular group, thinking that I was officially had my shirts on and
Yep.
everything, and knowing my catechisms and thinking that I'm doing something tight, and they have a specific way that they hand the dues cards. I come back to Tyler. I start working at this coal mine through Luminate, and some other young men saw my emblems on my car, and they were like, "Oh, so you're a Freemason?" I said, "Yeah." Gave my credentials, and they were like, "There's no lodge by that name and number under the Grand Lodge of Texas." And then I told them the Grand Lodge, which was Jeremiah Grand Lodge, off of 4222 Lancaster in Dallas. And they were like, "No, bro, you're not a brother. You need to
So
put."
hold on, let me ask. Did they come at you like you were trying to fake it first? Or did they know that did they figure out you had no idea?
By the time, well, they didn't. They knew I didn't have any idea, because by the
Okay.
time I gave my lodge name and number, they were like, "Hold on, that doesn't. Where is it at in Dallas?" They're like, "No, there's no lodge name and number by that under the Grand Lodge of Texas." And then I told them my Grand Lodge, and they were like, "Oh no, 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 that's not a legitimate group." They're like, "You need to petition the Prince Hall Lodge."
And
Me,
so now, is there a part of you like, all right, who's bullshitting me? Was there a part
yeah.
of that? Did that happen?
See, now I was wrong and strong.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm legit. It's y'all don't, it's whatever.
No, I
Wrong.
get it. I would go that way too. I'd be like, nah, hell,
Yeah.
you don't know what the hell you're talking about,
Yeah.
man.
And
You're the
then,
clandy.
yeah. And then I get on Facebook, and I join these Masonic groups, and then you introduce yourself by using your name, Grand Lodge, Lodge and Grand Lodge. And these brothers who are Prince Hall and some of the Grand Lodge Estate brothers ripped into me. Whew. Um, I have to give huge credit to Curtis Black. There's a brother on there. His name is Max Mondragon, Harmon Weston. Uh, there's a whole bunch of Latroy Irvin. At that time, he was clandestine too. But I'm serious, these brothers laid into me. And they were like, "No, you're not legit. You're not. Some of them, they was like, man, you a bum." because I was defending it wrong and strong
Sure.
and couldn't come in. And then they're like, look, we're going to tell you that you're wrong. But without violating any obligations, we're going to show you why you're wrong. There's this
Love
thing
it.
called legitimacy of origin and legitimacy of practice. This is what constitutes a real organization and how you're a real member. They're like, if you had somebody join your frat and say that they were from a chapter that you know for a fact wasn't a chapter, how would you treat them?
I like it.
I was like, point taken. They're like,
That's
exactly.
logical.
So they said, okay, so this is what we're going to do. We ain't going to bash you no more. Not today. You come back on here with that mess, you're going to catch it. You're going to catch a fade again.
Yeah.
So they were like, you want the information? I said, yeah. So I sent my email. They gave me some information to research and read for myself about legitimacy. Google information, nothing violating anything.
Yep.
And they said, review this information, and I want you to ask these questions to your group and let us know what they say.
Okay.
Cool. No problem. Went to a meeting all the way out there, and I was going to this group for like 2 years, once a month in Dallas, every other Saturday. So I went up there to the
Which
meeting.
is like 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would be leaving.
Folks that aren't from Texas, they need to understand not only did he get duped into being part of a Grand Lodge that wasn't legit, he bought into it because he didn't know any better. And he gave up 2 hours one way to lodge and 2 hours back. Am I painting the right picture?
Yep. And when I do something, I do something. You know what I'm saying? I commit
Absolutely.
to it. So I came there and I said, hey, got a couple questions. This is just from my understanding. Why do y'all not have all the York Rite degrees? Why is he wearing a 33rd cap in a Blue Lodge meeting? Where's our lineage? Are we connected to the Grand Lodge of Ireland, Scotland, and England? Where do we get our charter from? Who organized, which 3 grand bodies organized this one grand body legitimately? And once you start to ask those questions, they got immediately hostile. And I mean physical.
Shocker. Oh, no shit.
Because the jig was up.
It was.
It's like the Matrix. He's awake, So they immediately got hostile. And one of my friends who was there with me had to pull some dudes off and was like, hey, man, leave cells alone, man. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. I'm like, as soon as they start acting like that, I said, yep, gotta go.
Yep.
Gotta go. Then left, then come back. They were calling me, asking for dues, money, and all that. I said, man, I'm done. Well, you have to demit from us and everything like that. And I'm like, y'all not real. I can't demit from y'all.
They're still perpetrating the whole scheme. Like, well, it'll cost you 10 grand to get out.
I'm like, it's like jump in and get jumped out. I'm like, yeah, y'all done jumped me to get out. Now I'm gone.
Yeah.
So then I wound up petitioning the lodge that I am currently with. And during that time, there were some members were being healed over. I was one of the last few that were healed over.
Tell me what that means. I think I know.
So basically you're stating to the Grand Lodge that you were a part of a bogus organization and that you're leaving and you're not going to have any more fraternal connections, interactions, or anything like that with them anymore, to where they absorb you into legitimate Freemasonry. I was one of the last ones that went through that because not too long after past Grand Master Curtis was like, no more, because there were some bad experiences that came from that.
Sure.
So I wound up showing my proficiency of what I knew to the members there.
Yeah, how different was it?
Oh, it's night and day.
Okay.
It's night and day.
I've been in Kansas, I think 2016. Kansas did a joint raising, Prince Hall, AF&AM at the same time. So Prince Hall was watching AF&AM, AF&AM, we're watching in the same room, same time. It's going on simultaneously. It was the coolest damn experience I've ever seen in my life. Kansas, all my boys in Kansas on the Grand Lodge, do that again, because it was a sold out house. I'll guarantee you sell that thing out again.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Crazy.
I would love to see that. But yeah, it's night and day. They read out of the Duncans, Duncans Monitor Freemasonry, the one that you can buy at Barnes & Noble for $15.
Yeah.
that's what they taught out of, and they
Nothing
did
ciphered.
nothing.
Yeah.
I'm
Come
just
on, man.
them jokes didn't read. It was all word of mouth, and it was all, catechisms and stuff like that. There was no substance or anything. And going through what I went through online with those brothers, and then becoming legitimate, I became extremely passionate about researching the history, the understanding about how bodies are formed, the structure. You know, I'm that guy now. The
Yeah.
bug bit me, and then when I became legitimate, I got on the forums too and started raising some hell. And I was like, man, I was formerly one. I'm saying I'm breaking it down to you.
People are
And
going to watch this. And I wonder, everybody's watching this that knows somebody that doesn't believe they're Clandy. They need to send this link over because, as you said, I was young and bold, young and strong. I believe this, and you guys are full of shit.
yeah,
People don't know. And so me personally, I give a pass if you don't know. Now, if you would have been given all of these, go look here, and all of to me, the whisper of good counsel that you got, and if you
mhm.
didn't take, well, that's on you
Yeah,
after that.
yeah. And
But
I'm the same way with it.
I think you
There,
have to give grace at first.
yeah, because I'm like, you don't know.
Right.
I'm going to run with you don't know. There's legitimacy of origin, legitimacy of practice. You have to understand you just can't make up your own group. A lot of these bogus groups are offshoots from other bogus groups.
Yep.
They claim to be lineage to John G. Jones, but he was an expelled Mason. But he helped create the shrine. Okay, he's an expelled Mason.
Right.
Point
Right.
blank, period. So
Yeah.
you're saying that you have lineage to a man who was expelled. And then you have some that started off as beauty salons and, they modern free that had lost the court case with Prince Hall. And so they have to put the key underneath the square and compass. And then another offshoot of them turned into international. And
Oh,
they have the key under there. And they have a CEO and president. And it's like, and then you have PHO under the National Compact that disbanded. But yeah, everybody, I'm serious. It's, I'm like, it's like, if you don't like it, just go ahead and create your group out of thin air and poof, I'm a Mason. And then the cosplay that goes along with it is just ridiculous. I'm talking about you got guys with Buccaneer hats and painted on beards and, wearing military uniforms and dressing it. And like, and people follow it
oh my God. Well,
to
but
where,
they don't, I guess they don't
but they
know.
don't,
And then
but
their
they don't.
narrative is everyone else is full of shit. They're not legit.
I would say one is ignorance because they don't know. They go with the flash and dash and they think that, oh, we're Freemasonry is a community service organization to where I see them in the community.
Yeah.
To give them that is like, okay, well, they're out in the community. That's great. We're not basically a community service organization. We do community service, but it's like you're not doing your own research. I have a cousin who's actively being pursued by a bogus OES chapter through my uncle out there in Longview, and I'm like, I said, who are the people who you're dealing with?
Yeah.
And I said, no, no, let me go and get you connected. Let me go and get you connected to the right people.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just a plague. They just throw it out there. They give you titles, they give you the regalia, and you think that you can go everywhere. No, you can't. You cannot. It's that
Right.
motive. I'm like, you have to have it done the right way. It's like if
Yeah.
I go, anywhere else, they're gonna check my credentials.
Can
You
you
know.
imagine this? Let's say you were in it and you're like, you know what? I'm traveling. I'm in Houston. I'm here for the week and I'm going to look up a lodge. Oh, and you try to show up. That might be a problem.
Oh, that's happened before.
Man,
I've
that
had
would
it.
be a problem for us.
We've had a Clandy show try to show up and walk into our meeting. It was like, who's he? Who's he? Hold on. Get name and Grand Lodge. But we're not even open. Name and Grand Lodge. I'm sorry, but you're not a legitimate member. You can't come up.
Yeah.
You can't come up. How you gonna tell me that I'm not? Easy.
Oh
Would
my
you like a history lesson? And I broke down some stuff to him, and he was just like me, wrong and strong. And I said, look, You can't push your way in here. You can't force your way in here. Either you go ahead and leave on your own power,
Oh, we're going to escort you out.
or we can help you leave.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a medic. However you fall and hurt yourself, I will nurse you back to health.
I get it, man. I get it. Yeah.
You choose to be confused right now because it's one thing we don't play with.
Yeah.
But they don't know. But my thing about this is the older guys. They know they're not legit. They know it. But it's a money thing. They get so much money off of their membership, and they don't tell their members how their money is being used, where it's being used, and all this other stuff. Like, you know, how we get financial reports and all that other stuff for membership. They don't do that. And I'm like, you're milking your people for money. You're paying your own personal bills and trips. And you're not doing what Masonry is supposed to do because you're not legit and you know it. But they don't care. And a lot of them preach that.
Yeah. That's crazy. If you were to guess, your number's not going to be accurate, but if you were to guess in Texas, how many Clandestines do you think there are? You think there's 1,000?
More than that.
That's crazy. And what were the Clandestine dues annually?
Oh my gosh. $250 a year, and then they charged you $50 a month for where I was at.
So $250 a year plus $50 a month. So call it $850 a year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not to mention regalia and all that other stuff that you got to get.
Wow. So that's I wonder, are they filing for tax deferred status too? Are they 501c3s or
a lot of the tax exempt status and everything like that are expired.
But they're still probably running non-tax. There's probably some tax implications there.
Yeah, there are. There are. But they when you ask them where they get their charter from, or where their, how their grant was from. Oh, well, we're a 501c3. We got our state. No.
We can look that up.
I'm like, we can look it up. And then by the time we start looking you up, we're like, man, y'all tax stuff is in default. I'm like, we can see that. We live in the magic world of Google. We can look you up, fam, real time. We can fact check you.
Yeah.
But they don't. It's a money game situation. It's a money game situation.
That's what I was wondering. Like, what's the deal? And it's like I'm gonna say it, and I don't even want you to confirm it one way or the other. But to me, if you know you're wrong, and then you've got an expired 501c3, I'm gonna say it's some sort of organized crime, and we're just gonna leave it at that.
Especially when you haze and beat your members. Not to mention what they do with the women.
Yeah. Oh well. Let's. I got to tell you, anybody that's listening, if you question if you're under a legit Grand Lodge, it's real easy to find out. It's real easy to find out. We're going to throw some links in the video description. Brother Daniel's going to help me, give me the links. We're going to load this up. So we're going to let you, as Brother Daniel got great counsel, we're going to pass along that same counsel so you can research yourself.
Yes.
Now, so let me ask you this briefly. I'm a Clandy today, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been duped. Is there any path for me back to Prince Hall or an FNAM?
You can. You have to start all over.
Okay, but is there a path?
Yeah, there is a path. And the thing about it is it's like this, that investigation that the lodge is going to have to do, for those who have those brothers who are coming from that area, do your research on those men.
Yep.
Because if they say that they're from this old group, you have to let them know, hey, you can't have any Masonic intercourse with them. There's no discussion. There's no kicking it. There's no pictures. You don't want to put yourself at any type of position to violate your obligations.
Because you're already in here on waiver.
So you have to, and we have to start you over because we have to reteach you what, get rid of the old crap that you were spoon-fed and beat into you and teach you the proper way of doing things.
Yep.
Now, is anybody a Freemasonry perfect? Absolutely not.
No way. I agree.
But that body that you were with was completely wrong. They knew that they were wrong and they got you. So let's go ahead and do the real work on making sure that you understand why you have to go about doing this the right way. and then the rights, privileges that come along with that.
Exactly.
It's, I'm like, oh, I'm a 32nd degree. I'm like, that's it. But you're a 32nd. I'm Master Mason.
Yeah.
That's just that's a step over here on the
Yeah.
ladder. It doesn't give me any superpowers. There's no alien blood. There's no.
And if you're listening to when you're told how we do things, you're never more than this.
You're never more than that.
Yeah. So
But
we'll be careful there. We won't touch any more on that.
Yeah, that comes with proper teaching, and everything like that, and understanding the structure. But if you're clandestine and you're wrong, yes, there is a way, so that way you can go into legitimate Freemasonry. You're gonna have to leave them folks over there alone. Yeah. Even when I see my uncle and everything like that, hey, fist bump.
Right.
I'm not even gonna put myself in a position to grip you. Yeah. Because I know for a fact that's what he does. I'm like, nope, he go fist bump, love you.
Yeah.
I've had to explain that to my own family. The differences between the jurisdictions.
Yeah, and that's okay. And just say, hey, we're gonna agree to disagree. You're in that camp, I'm in that camp. We can chill together, but we're not talking any sort of nonsense.
No, not ever.
I'm with you. So let's push that to the side. That is absolutely terrifying, by the way, that folks are in this. And we're just talking Texas. I'll guarantee you this nonsense is everywhere, probably in the world, but we focus on the States. So absolutely terrifying. So let's talk about some fun stuff. So you're the current master in year 2, right?
Yes, year 2.
Okay. So you're wrapping up year 2. So what in that 2 years, forget all the other goals. If there's only one goal that you could accomplish for your lodge, what's that one goal that you'd like that when they walk out and say, you know what, Worshipful Daniel did that? What is it?
I just want my brothers to be well educated in Freemasonry, to get them to delve into the areas of esoterics, so that way the teaching continues. Because in many instances, teaching and education has become kind of stagnant. Certain districts, they operate better. Some of them were a little bit further away from the flagpole to where we didn't get those resources. And they're like, hey, man, we like how you do things. And I'm like, when we go into study sessions, we go in. And I'm like, let's go. I'm like, let the discussion flow and let's go. Because I want you guys to understand that Freemasonry is not something that's superficial.
Yep.
I want you to challenge yourself, and I want you to think broader. And then not only just me doing it, hey, brother, come on up. You're going to teach this. You're going to teach this set.
When you can teach it, you learn it better, to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've always find something new. Yeah. Because then you get those different perspectives, and you always ask what's y'all's pleasure on this? What do y'all think? Let's go ahead and pull it. And I said, and this is how we grow deeper. I said, when you have people that ask you what Freemasonry is, now you can give them something of substance. It's not just, it's not like, oh, well, I can't tell you. I'm like, man, ask me. Well, what can you tell me? Well, you got to ask first, and I can let you know what I can and what I can't tell you.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of Freemason to where it's like, oh, no, no, ask me, because I want you to be transparent.
Yeah, I think that's why Masonry struggles, because we're trying to be so damn cagey. You can be cagey without being cagey.
Yeah. I'm like, be welcoming and be somewhat transparent, so that way, one, you can show them what you're about.
Yep.
And, without going into anything else, but then giving them something to research on their own, and then say, hey, I want you to read it.
Yep.
If you got any questions, conspiracy theories, bring them to me. Because I'd rather you get it from the horse's mouth. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
so you came in legit about 2013.
Yes.
So you've been 11 years. So I will tell you, and anybody that knows, being in longer than that, the treasure maps will come in year 20, and then we get those, and all of the hidden gold that we all know about as Masons that the conspiracy theorists has figured out. They've caught us. So those gold maps are going to come, and the well that we'll drink out of for the eternal life, it's coming soon. So just be patient.
I'm trying to get there, because this bald patch is really not working.
Oh man, you see, I keep it long on top so I can flow it back, man. I
don't even grow like that in the front.
Yeah.
I got the George Jefferson starter kit coming through.
Oh man, yeah, baby Jesus is not being kind to me. So, so let's talk about why aren't more men joining Masonry? Forget on the clandestine side. Why aren't more men joining Masonry today?
I would say is that, hmm,
Is it time? Is it, I mean, 50 years ago, there was way less distraction in the world. That damn phone that's not in front of everyone's face. And
true.
uh,
I know that people are looking for something that's bigger than themselves.
that's us. We just have a shitty
No,
message.
right. And I think that I believe that our, not speaking anything negative about grand lost jurisdictions or anything, especially my own.
Right.
Um, I believe that our message hasn't been good to get out to people on what we are and who we are transparently.
Yep.
You know, we don't, our members don't know how to talk to people, because they
Listen
see
up,
it.
listen up, fellas.
They
He's
see
saying
it.
what I've said. Keep
You
keep
know,
going.
I'll wear this. I'll wear it out.
Yeah.
I wear it anywhere. And I'm solicit. I'm like, you want to add? And then I'll see somebody who's kind of looking,
It's
and
a
I'm like,
conversation starter.
yeah. And I look at him and I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? You all right? Yeah, I'm good. I said, like the shirt? He says, I was always wondering about that. I said, well, what do you, and then I start off, what do you want to know?
Absolutely.
What do you want to know? And then they're like, you want to talk to me about this here? I'm like, we're in Burger King.
Yeah.
We
Well,
can get a meal and sit down. I'm Daniel.
yeah.
You know, I'm like, what do you want to know? I have no problem starting that conversation. Well, my father was what? Cool. That means he was a good guy. I could see that he raised a good guy. Have you ever had any questions about what he did? Have you ever had any questions about what this stands for? And what we do. Start that conversation, but you got to know how to have that conversation. Don't be so quick to go, oh, well, I can't tell you that. But guess what? You've lost that interest of that person.
Yeah.
It's a brotherhood.
Yep.
It's a fraternal order, but we're brothers. We're that support system for when you're feeling down and you're by yourself. You're not by yourself. A good man never travels alone. And I can attest to it. My brothers have been there for me into some tough situations, and they've gotten on my case because I didn't talk to them.
Yep.
They call and check on my family and my kids. Hey, how my girls doing?
Yep.
They're an extended part of your family.
Sure.
And if
My
you just,
daughters call my fellow Mason friends their crazy uncles.
mm-hmm,
And they're all over the place. Like shit, like we can't get away from these guys. Every place we go, they're there. And so you know what? That's good.
yeah,
But they also know that if
yeah,
they needed something, dad's not around, they could hit that speed dial. They
yeah.
call up Mike. Mike's got them.
And also to the detriment of that, us being in the age of information that we're in, they get so caught up in the conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
to where, oh, I heard that y'all was Illuminati. And I said, notice the Illuminati that you're talking about involves rich people and celebrities and women can't be Freemasons.
Yeah.
We can't do that. I said, and then the first things that I always start with, what are the conspiracy theories?
Yeah. Yeah. What kind of nonsense have you heard? Let's talk through that
I'm
first.
like, I want to hear all that first. And in the Black community, it's very, very tough when it comes to the religious aspects of things, because you have people who join the Black college fraternities, and then there's all this denouncing. They're like, oh, I'm denouncing the organization because God did this and God did this. I'm like, no, you just didn't read it. You joined it for the wrong reasons.
Right.
I tell them, I said, look, we're not a religion.
Nope.
Freemasonry does not offer a pathway to salvation.
Right.
We're an organization that encompasses brothers from many different backgrounds, spiritual, religious, what have you backgrounds. Only thing that you require is that you don't have a criminal record,
Yep.
that you believe in a higher power, and that you're a good man of good repute for your community and everything like that. I said, those are the internal qualities that we look for.
Yep.
All that extra stuff, I said, majority of my lodge ministers, preachers, reverends.
Yep.
I said, they're not going. I said, what we do does not conflict with your moral, spiritual, religious stuff. It doesn't do that.
No. And if it did, I wouldn't be part of it.
Right. I said, we don't worship any idols. We don't do anything of that. And I said, I'm going to give you some links so that way you can look at it and see.
You be informed. Yep.
You be informed. I said, because I don't want you just to take my word. I want you to do your research and see it for yourself. And then if you see something that piques your interest in it or conflicts, ask me. And then I'll give you context.
Yep.
That way, one, It's same way when I'm in the medical field. I want anybody and everybody to make an informed decision because this is an investment of your time, your efforts, and your money.
Yep.
I want you to make an informed decision. So that's what I could say is what's keeping them from not joining is because they don't have anybody to ask.
Yep.
The ones who they can ask don't know how to communicate.
Yep.
And then they get so caught up within the trends of the conspiracy theories to where it shuts them down. But then that circles back to 1 and 2.
Yep.
They don't have anybody to ask, and then those people don't know how to communicate it to them effectively.
Yep.
You know, I'm not a salesman by any chance. They're like, oh, well, you just want me to join. No, no, I don't want you to join.
No,
you gotta want you to join.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I kind of refer to it when folks will say, really, what's Masonry all about? I start with, we're the original bro code.
Yeah.
The original bro code. Now your boys are going to tell you what you want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Masons are going to tell you what you need to hear. They're going to check you when you're wrong.
Sure will.
They're going to protect you internally. Say, all right, hold on now. You don't need to talk to him anymore. But hold on, you need to get your shit together, man. You need to tighten up.
Real quick.
And the real simple kind of the modern, I mean, it's not a billboard, but we are the original bro code because your boys and your bros are way different to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've known guys for 20 years, love them, trust them. My brothers that I've known less, I trust them way different because we've all done it the same way. And we've all said, hey, we're going to be selfless. We're going to look out for each other. We're going to look out for our family. We're going to be good in the community. All of these things. I don't have those conversations with my friends.
Right.
I've had them with my brothers.
Yeah.
So that's the cult. If anybody's saying there's a cult, if you identify everything I just said as a cult, well, there you go. Shit, you caught me.
But at the same time, you got to they have to understand what a cult is. A cult is something that you follow blindly without doing any research.
Exactly.
Yeah. Without fail. I'm like, we're encouraged to research. We're encouraged to learn more. We're encouraged to dig deeper.
And we challenge things.
Right. And we challenge it.
You can't do that in a cult.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
It's called drinking the Kool-Aid. It's like you don't care what if they say drink it, you drink it. You don't question it. I'm going to be like,
what's in it? Let me see the label.
Let me see. Better yet, let me watch you make it.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't like that. I'm not doing that. And guess what? And that is what it is. I know for a fact I can go to Austin and I can call, and I got brothers who'll meet with me. James Scott, Jerry out there. I can go to Houston. I got Donnie. I can go to Corpus. I got James Dixon. Yep. I got brothers anywhere and everywhere that I can go to. Only thing I got to do is say call, and I say, hey, I'm in town. They're like, hey, cool. Well, we got this going on.
And no questions.
No questions.
Hey, I need to talk. Where are you at? There's no questions. What? Yeah. You're calling. You were telling me you are seeking my counsel or my aid. Yes. What do you where are you at?
Yeah. And the first thing they usually ask if I'm calling, hey bro, everything all right? You good? How's the family? Y'all good?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're good. I just wanted to call, check on you real quick. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's it. But that's usually the first things that come out. Hey bro, you good? You everything okay? Yeah. Because we're all concerning about your well-being.
It is, because that's the original bro code. You care. Yeah. Yeah.
Super secret handshakes and everything included.
Oh man. So ours isn't a handshake. We do ours on the top, and we kind of do that.
Is that a jurisdictional thing?
That's why I've screwed up my hairline in the back, because I've done it so much. So anyway, I probably just got kicked out of Masonry because I gave a secret sign.
It's okay. We can edit this out.
Oh, you know what? That's true. Nobody will ever see it. So.
Oh, and I have to throw this out there. I forgot one title that I've earned within both jurisdictions. It started off as a joke.
Okay.
But then it got viral. If you ever look on Texas Freemasons page or this group called Squares at a Table, whenever there's bad weather, I get blamed. I'm the Right Worshipful Grand Weatherman for both jurisdictions.
Oh my God.
So whenever somebody's eating healthy and the weather's good, then they're happy. But whenever the weather is bad, I get blamed for it. It started off as a small joke, but then Grand Lodge officers got involved into it. Brad Billings got involved
So
into
wait,
it.
hold on. Let me back up. You're giving me the end of this now. In the Clandy side, was that a real title?
No. I'm talking
Oh,
about on the legitimate side.
okay.
They made up
Okay. Okay.
because they blame me for the weather for everything.
Well, you know what? I think
So,
that should be an international title.
no, don't do that.
Nope.
Let me just stick with Texas right now. I don't
Nope.
want to get too big.
Sorry. Everybody listening, I would like for you guys to go to your Grand Lodge sessions that are upcoming. I would like for you to write a bylaw proposal. And his name's up here. It's spelled correctly. He's the third. We've already mentioned it. And I would like for him to be the most worshipful grand weatherman of the world. No,
Of the
I'm
world?
sorry. I don't want to limit him, of the universe.
I'll
So
see.
if you guys can get those written in, let me know. I will co-sign. I will come speak on your behalf at your Grand Lodge because he is asking for this. He's acting like he doesn't want it, but we need to help him, and he's in need. We need to help him.
I will come to your sessions and give weather predictions for your sessions. Make sure everything is right.
Good luck in Kansas. It's like Tyler, Texas. It keeps changing, so good luck with all that.
Hey, that's fine. Look, we're bipolar here. You're going to get all 4 seasons usually in one day when it gets to the right part of the year.
I'm with you.
But yeah, I humbly submit myself. I already have my jewel. It has a thunderbolt with a cloud.
Oh man, I
something
gotta
very,
tell you, you don't have the universal jewel yet. It's coming, my friend.
Yeah, it's a staff that's a weather vane. Something simple. Nothing.
I love it.
I'm not gaudy. I don't bling it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I can see a bit a little bougie. So we're gonna get something. So
a little bit.
All right. So last question. Magic wand for masonry. You and I are very in line where we think we love masonry. We think the message could be polished. It could be a little more modern, right? So let's just go there. But push that to the side. If there was such a thing as a magic wand for masonry and you could pop it one time and it does this, what's that pop what's it gonna do for masonry?
Ego needs to be removed.
Dudes and egos. You've heard it on this.
Ego has to be removed.
It's the killer, man. It's a silent.
You treat a lot of brothers, and this is no fault to them. And I will say that it's no fault to them for this reason. When you have a good brother that's been a solid brother and they get elevated and they get respected, that's great. Support, show that brother love. But if you let it get to your head, as if you being in masonry for so long and having these titles means that you get an extra 50 cents on your paycheck, and no.
Oh, huh. Okay.
Am I missing? Did I get something? I didn't get some out of payroll.
It must be a Kansas thing. I probably just let another secret out. So
I'll check with my secretary. He's good.
Yeah, please, thank you.
But if you don't let your ego supersede what we do here as Masons and as men, because the second that you try to treat somebody beneath you or talk to somebody as if they're beneath you when we're taught to be all on the level, then you throw masonry out the window and it's about you. And that when that happens, jurisdictions really, really, really start to fail. And you see that not just on the local level, but on the grand level on many instances. And it's happening everywhere. And it's simultaneously, it's happening everywhere. If you can remove ego from it, I feel like we can really grow and really do some impactful work.
I agree. I agree.
As men, we're flawed.
We are. Trying to get better every day, chipping away, right?
That's why we have our tools.
Yep.
I can't use my tools on you. I can just remind you that you're not using yours properly.
Yep.
But you have to be open as a man to say, you know what?
You do.
You're right. I'm out of pocket. Let me correct it.
Especially if you know it's coming from a fellow brother.
Especially. We wouldn't stop you and tell you you're out of pocket if we didn't see it ourselves.
Yep.
If you know that we're a good brother and we're not coming at you left for being malicious about it, take it for what it is and stop and check yourself.
Yep.
Because we're just trying to be good men that wind up being good fathers, that wind up being good husbands, that wind up being good people in society.
And the cycle is going to keep moving that way. We could perpetuate we could change a cycle in a generation.
You sure can.
We could perpetuate whatever we want in a generation.
Sure can.
So where does it start? Right now.
Right now.
I don't care what you did before. It starts right now. You can
Yeah.
you can change the cycle,
Yeah.
and we can change it in masonry right now.
Yeah.
So,
Sure can.
Daniel, this is if you go back and look at all of our episodes, I've never said this before. You're my favorite interview, not even close. This is exactly what, when we started this channel, what we wanted it to be about. Masons come from all walks of life, different states, different backgrounds, but we're more aligned. Really, it's really a makeup of the world. We're way more aligned than we're not, right?
Yeah.
Just as humans. But this is why I love the channel, and I love having informed people being on these podcasts, because the brand to me is not the square and compass. The brand is the man. And
Right.
you, my friend, I'm just going to tell you, I think you're the absolute representation of the brand that we should have out there, and as the face of masonry. I love what you do. So thanks for joining the Old Fashioned Masonic Podcast.
Appreciate you. Coffee's up. Coffee's up.
Love it.